Petco Park, a new beginning, let's go. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padre gang. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we been knocking them down. Mitchell and Ness with the old school name. All of the homies holler Padre gang. Yeah, that.
And good day, everybody. Welcome on in the Talking Friars Padres Braves pregame show. I'm Ben Fadden, your host. April 16th through 2022. Today, we got a nationally televised game. It'll be on Fox Sports 1 for some. Pretty much for everyone. It'll be on Valley Sports San Diego as well. 97.3 The Fan for radio, just like always. Today, it is a day game. That's why I'm coming to you for the pregame show a little early today. It is a day game. So 1:05 p.m. Pacific time is first pitch. Got Nick Martinez on the mound for our Padres going up against Ian Anderson of the Atlanta Braves. Yesterday, Padres offense, I mentioned in the pregame show, they probably should have saved some runs from the day before when they scored 12 runs and they only needed 2 to win. Yesterday, they only scored 2 runs, and they ended up needing, 6 to win. So they should have saved some of those runs, and the offense just didn't really do much yesterday. Pierce Johnson struggled in that 8th inning. So did Lamet. He had a breaking ball that got into a wild pitch. Pierce Johnson, it was kind of unfortunate. I thought he could have gotten out of the inning if there was no hit and run on there when d'Arnaud was up at the plate, because the hit and run forced Cronenworth to move from where he was at second base, positioned at second, to go run to cover second base for the stolen base. And d'Arnaud saw that, and he just poked it right through the right side. And then he just couldn't rebound after that. They brought in Lamet. That didn't really work out either. And so Padres dropped to 5-4. Braves enter today 4-5. As for the Padres, they are tied for 4th place in the National League West, 1 game back. Braves are in 2nd in the National League East. They are 1 game back. Padres, actually, I don't think they're tied. I think they're just 4th place as a whole, just by themselves. You got a couple teams that are tied for 2nd. But getting back to some news and notes here, just before we get into the pitching matchup, Will Myers not in the lineup again today. He dealt with a thumb issue yesterday. He did not come off the bench during yesterday's game, and he's not in the lineup today. So it makes you wonder whether that thumb injury, he's really dealing with some swellness there. He's really dealing with something. And so that's something to keep an eye on. But it's not like you're taking a Tatis out of the lineup as well. You obviously hope that Myers can, get well soon and that thumb can repair itself soon, and feel better. But it's not like Myers' bat is what's, really hot right now in the Padres lineup. So it's not like they're taking Manny's hot bat out of the lineup because of a thumb injury. It's Will who seemed lost at the plate the first week of the season. So that's at least the bright side of it. And they got CJ in there at right field yesterday. Matt Beatty's in right field today. And it's only his, I think, 10th career start, the 10th career game in right field. So for me, one of my what to watch for is today is, will he be able to handle the sun? Because Petco, there's shadows that'll probably come involved later in the game, maybe a little bit. But will he be able to handle that sun? Will he be comfortable in right field? Like I mentioned, just his 10th game there in his major league career. So that's something to look out for as well. And then Ha-Seong Kim not in the lineup today. He went 1 for 3 yesterday, but he's out of the lineup again with a right-hander on the mound. There was a right-hander on the mound yesterday, but they had to get him in there. If Beatty and Myers don't hit soon, for me, they need to just embrace that Kim-Abrams combination, having Kim at short and Abrams in right. You can help both of their development at the same time, because we thought going into this year, right, that hey, at least Kim's going to get more at-bats, right? That's going to further on his development. We'll see if Kim's actually the real deal and if this signing, this 4-year, $28 million deal was the right thing to do. But with and same thing with Abrams going in, especially during spring, we thought, hey, Bob Melvin says that we might get him some more reps in the outfield. He can put Kim at short, put Abrams in the outfield. I was thinking it was going to be more center field than right field because I think they should utilize his speed. He's the fastest guy on the team. But right now he's in right field. He took that spring training game in right field. Yesterday was in right field. So that seems what they're doing. And with Myers out, obviously right field was the easiest choice for Bob Melvin to put him at. But if Myers is not going to contribute, it's not like he's amazing defensively in right field, right? He's not as fast as Abrams is. And right field's pretty big at Petco. And then with Kim, he's great defensively. He's better defensively than Tatis is, I think, right now. That's where the big chunk of his WAR last year was. That's where it came from his defense. And so I think embracing that Kim-Abrams dynamic, that combination, I think would help. If Beatty isn't going to hit and isn't going to play, if Myers continues with this thumb injury or he just doesn't hit, like what's the point of putting Myers in right field if he's just going to be a hole in the lineup? Where Abrams might continue to be a hole. He hasn't gotten off to a hot start. I know he had the home run a couple days ago at Petco, but if he's going to still, just adjust to big league pitching, but then Myers isn't doing anything either, might as well put Abrams out there because when Tatis comes back and you're going to want Cronenworth at second, Hosmer at first, well, then Abrams, you're going to want to put out in the outfield, right? So get him some reps in the outfield right now. That's what makes sense for me. That's what makes that's my thoughts on that. What's up, Greg? How's it going? Irie says, let's take this series. I hope so. Yep, tied 1-1 right now. Going to have to win these next two games to do so. Got Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN tomorrow night. Tupac 13, what's up? Irie says, taking my son to the Cincinnati Reds game on Wednesday, sitting left field level next to Tommy Pham. If I didn't have my kid, I would probably say something silly. Yeah. I'm sure he's enjoying Cincinnati compared to San Diego. Not. Getting back to this Myers thing here, Irie says, Myers' bat is not dead, just a little rusty. Like you guys were talking with Friar Talk, we know what we get out of Will, but Trent is a big question mark. Yeah, I went on their show. They had me on. Thank you to them. And I was just saying, like, we know what we're kind of going to get out of Myers. He's going to get hot sometimes, and a lot of times it's going to strike out a lot of times. But with Grisham, he feels like the higher upside guy. He's younger, more years of control. He's won a Gold Glove recently. I know it was a 2-month season, but you would have hoped that he would have bounced back this year. And I know it's a week in, but it's just not looking great right now. And that's a good question, Greg. Why can't they put Abrams leading off? I don't know. I mean, Bob Melvin, that's one of my what to watch for today that I'll get to with Grisham. It's like, can he get going in that leadoff spot? Like, it feels like that's not the best way to start off the bottom of the first with Grisham leading off. And you think Abrams would put together a good at-bat, but Abrams has swung, at pitches high, fastballs up so far. So it's not like he is clearly the better option. But, with Grisham, I see some people saying, Quan saying that Grisham badly needs a day off to clear his head. I don't think that they can do that. Like Jose Azocar, do they want him to play a full game in center field? I don't think they want that, And then Myers hurt, so you're going to put an outfielder Profar, Abrams in center when he's never played there in the big leagues, and then Beatty with 10 career games in right field, you're going to put him there. I don't think that's a great solution for the Padres front office. So I think that's their thinking. If they had someone that could play center and they were comfortable with really putting them in center for the entire game, I think they probably would, but with this Myers thumb injury, that doesn't help them, give Grisham a day off. We can move now into the pitching matchup for today. We got Nick Martinez on the mound for us, Ian Anderson for the Braves. Martinez, 6 strikeouts, first time out this season, his first major league start with the Padres in San Francisco. He got himself out of some jams. He had a 12-pitch inning in that 4th inning. He struck out the side there. He got himself out of some tough situations, like I mentioned, and you just hope that he doesn't get himself into those situations like his last time out. But what I've seen so far from him, I'm encouraged. I when this signing happened, I said it was an overpay, $25.5 million, $5.5 million more than what the pre-lockout money that he was getting was from the Padres. And I was like, why are we doing this for a guy that might not even crack that 5th starter? Now situations changed, and a combination of him pitching well and then Paddock being traded, and Weathers being sent down really helped him get that 5th spot. But it just seemed like an overpay. But right now, he's pitching really well. I still don't believe that any other team was giving him that $20 million because he already agreed to that pre-lockout. So I don't get why they had to, increase that money by $5.5 million. I think they could have kept it at 20 to get him. It didn't seem like there was a ton of interest in him. This seemed like a Ha-Seong Kim thing where it seemed like the Padres were the only team that was like really, really going in on him, So that's my thoughts on Nick Martinez. He gets his first Petco Park start with the Padres in his career. And then Ian Anderson, he really struggled last time out if you just look at the box score. 2 2/3 innings, gave up 5 runs. He was opposing Hunter Green with those gas. And we might see him. Oh, no. Good. I think the Padres are going to miss him because he's pitching, I think, tonight against the Dodgers in LA. So that's good news. But Anderson, 2 2/3 inning in his first start, gave up 5 earned runs, 3 hits. He walked 5 guys. That's where he got into trouble. I can't imagine he'll be that bad today. I was watching some highlights earlier this morning, and his first and second innings were fine, but he kind of got into trouble, gave up a Colin Moran RBI, single through the right side. Just wasn't particularly solid after those first 2 innings. And I wouldn't think that he does that again, but we'll see. We'll see if that happens. To answer Quan's question here, is Max Fried pitching tomorrow? No. Yanoa is pitching, I think, tomorrow. So Padres luckily will miss out on him, just like they missed out on Carlos Rodon, the Giants' best pitcher in the previous series. So that's good news as well. And it looks like they're going to miss out on Hunter Green as well. So they're getting some breaks. But will the offense replicate to some degree what they did on the home opener on Thursday, where they scored 12 runs? You don't want another 2-run game yesterday, or like they had yesterday, excuse me. So we'll see if that happens. We'll see if they can score some more runs today. Let's move to the bullpen situation. Yesterday, you had a few guys throw, 4 guys. Luis Garcia came in and relieved, I think he relieved, who was it? I'm blanking on who was starting yesterday. Mackenzie Gore, duh. Come on, Ben. I have a breakdown, by the way, that's available on YouTube, on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok of Mackenzie Gore's debut yesterday, where I'll take you through chronologically what I saw from him, different pitches, and I'm not just all sugarcoating it with he had success. I'm showing some sliders where he missed, but the encouraging part was he bounced back. But I'll show that on the next episode of the podcast on YouTube show, breaking down Mackenzie's start, which that episode will go out after tomorrow's game. That game's on Sunday Night Baseball, by the way, as a reminder. So that breakdown's available if you want to go watch that after this pregame show is over. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I hope that you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video when I go live, when I post a video, so you don't miss any of daily Padres content during the season. Even when they don't play, I will have daily Padres content. Should have it every day of the season. As for the bullpen situation for today, yesterday they had Pierce Johnson throw, wasn't successful. He's going to be not pitched today. Same with Lamet. Same with Suarez. Garcia might be able to pitch, but he's coming right off the IL. He was activated yesterday. So I don't know if they want to rush him on that. I wouldn't expect him to go, but they have Chris Matt available if they want to piggyback him with Martinez. And then after that, you got Stammen, Wilson. Steven Wilson's been effective. He's definitely available. Tim Hill, Taylor Rogers. He could pitch the next 3 games of the series if the Padres have a lead in that 9th inning, or if it's tied in the 9th inning. Maybe they want to do that as well because he's had 1, 2, 3, 4 days off. So he has not pitched in a while. So we'll see if they continue not pitching him if they don't have a lead, or if it's not that situation in the 9th inning. I think that they're going to want to get him in, even if they don't have a lead, if it's a 1-run game or a tie game. So I think Rogers would pitch today just to get him in, because they don't like their closers. They don't like relievers in general having 4 days of rest. He's not a starter. You got to get him out there, right? So he's available. So the majority of their big guys, Steven Wilson, Tim Hill, Taylor Rogers, they're available. I don't think they'd go to Luis Garcia on back-to-back days coming off the IL, but he only did throw 6 pitches yesterday, so maybe that is a possible scenario. Moving to today's starting lineups for both teams, they are both out. Again, 1:05 p.m. Pacific time is first pitch. Starting with the Braves lineup, we got Albies, Olsen, Riley, Ozuna, Duvall, and then 6 through 9 is not good. Dickerson, Swanson, Rosario, and Manny Pena. All 4 of those guys are not hitting above 129. So Nick Martinez, that's one of my what to watch for today. Can he capitalize on that? And then Adam Duvall even hitting 250. Can just stay. If you can get through 1 through 4, I think you got a pretty good chance of winning this game, because the bottom half of their lineup is not great. Where at least the Padres, moving over to the Padres, at least their bottom half of the lineup here, at least they're doing well. I wouldn't want to pitch to Luke Voigt still. I know he's swinging out of his shoes, but he's had some good – he had a 3 RBI game on Thursday. Hosmer's still playing well, 400. He's hitting 400. Profar is one of the best hitters this year. And then Beatty and Abrams, he can still poke one to the opposite field as we saw on Thursday. So for me, the Padres have a more balanced lineup today than the Braves. I mean, that bottom half of the Braves lineup just does not look great. Now, I could look stupid and Alex Dickerson hits a home run, or Dansby comes out of a slump or whatever. But right now it just doesn't look good for them. And then Grisham, moving to my what to watch for him, like I mentioned, it's just the leadoff position. Bob Melvin has a ton of confidence still in Trent Grisham in that leadoff spot, I guess, because they don't want to put Abrams there. They don't want to put Nola there. And I get that there's a righty on the mound today, so they don't want to just start it off with a righty. But you could still have, Profar hitting second, put together a good at-bat, and then Manny hit third if they want to do that. But I think they want Nola in that 2-hole to split up. Or no, they'd have back-to-back righties. But they like him because he makes contact and gets on base, puts together some good at-bats. He has a little more power than Profar, I would say. Profar almost hit a bomb yesterday. That almost got out. Don Orsillo on the broadcast thought that was going out. That kind of just died in right field. But the lineup for me, it's just like, okay, what are we doing with Grisham here? He's really in a slump. He had a bloop single that got past Adrianza and left yesterday. And he stretched that into a double. So maybe that's something, but he still struck out, I think, a couple of times yesterday. So he just doesn't seem great right now, doesn't seem fully in right now. And so that's definitely a question mark. And how much longer are they going to ride Grisham in that leadoff hole? And then for Nick Martinez, like I mentioned, 6 through 9 hitters, all are hitting 129 or worse, those last 4 hitters in the Braves lineup. So can he take advantage of that? Moving to my Padre pick for today, one guy who I think will get a hit. Yesterday, I picked Manny. Yeah, totally went out on a limb there after going a 5-hit game. He ended up having a 3-hit game yesterday. 8 hits in his last 2 games. 5-3 so far this season in my pregame show Padre pick. That's my Padre pick record so far. 1 game so far, I picked Hosmer, and he didn't even have an at-bat, so that doesn't count. But for today, I'm picking Manny again. Just ride him. Pick him till he doesn't get a hit. That's pretty much my strategy. Let me know who you would go with. Who'd you pick today? If you could only pick one Padre to get a hit, who would that be? Jake, I don't really trust too much right now. Voit, not really swinging out of his shoes. I don't like really picking people 6 through 9 just because they don't get as many at-bats at the top of the order, and then Grisham's lost. So Manny seems like the pick today. Greg says, I predict Cronenworth gets 2 hits today. That would be good, huh? Left on righty, we'll see about that. He struck out, I know, at least once yesterday. Maybe he's changed his approach a little bit, but it seems like he's striking out more. Remember at the beginning, I think last year, he didn't strike out for the first week and a half of the season. It was crazy. It was 30 plus at bats where he didn't strike out, I believe, last season, at the beginning of last season. Wow, that is a bold prediction there. Grisham hits a homer. Czar says Hosmer, okay. Going with the lefty like Greg did. Yeah, man, wow. Wolfpack, if you get that right, that's a bold prediction from you right there, buddy. All right. I love the boldness. And then let's see here. Before we finish off with your comments, any questions you have for this Talking Friars Padres Braves pregame show for April 16, 2022. Here are some news and notes from MLB.com. We got Arizona and the Mets are tied. Tampa and Chicago about to kick off. Oakland, Toronto is at 12, a little afternoon. San Francisco plays Cleveland today. Yankees are in Baltimore. They had a terrible day yesterday. Holy cow. Terrible day yesterday. After Chapman choked the day before on Thursday, they bring in Chapman again with the bases loaded in a tie game in extras, and he walks the go-ahead game-winning run for the walk-off run, literally walk-off for the Orioles with the bases loaded. I mean, he sucked yesterday. So I don't really understand that decision from Aaron Boone. But the Dodgers, like I mentioned earlier, they are 5-2. Cincinnati's 2-6 before they play those last 2 games against the Dodgers and then head to Petco Park before the Padres host the Dodgers that weekend series before they go back on the road. But the Dodgers play host to the Reds today a little after 7 o'clock. So after the Padres game, if you want to tune into that, go ahead. Ohtani hit 2 bombs yesterday. Let's see here. Just trying to look through some storylines. Top prospect making waves. Torkelson had a go-ahead home run, I think, yesterday. So he, along with Abrams, already has a homer under his belt. All right, let's finish this off with some questions here, some comments from our loyal fans for this pregame show. I appreciate everyone for watching live. And if you're watching on replay, I appreciate it as well. Hit that subscribe button for daily Padres content, daily pregame shows before every single Padres game. Alex says, Ben, you think they will call up Brent Rooker if he keeps hitting in AAA? I mean, they're going to start thinking about it, I think. I think if Myers comes back from this thumb injury, that might help. Or maybe not. If they put Myers on the IL with the thumb injury, the swelling in his thumb, you'd think that they'd bring up Brent Rooker, right? To bring some more power potential to the bench, maybe, or to the lineup. Because Beatty doesn't bring that. Jose Azocar does not bring that, right? So I think if Myers goes on the IL, we'll definitely see that. Sar says, Luis Garcia ready? He pitched yesterday, 6 pitches yesterday. I don't think they'd go back-to-back games with him since he's coming right off the IL. but maybe that's just me. Irie says, I don't know about Beatty. He better bust a walk-off home run against the Dodgers this week. Yeah. Getting off to a slow start, but kind of like Kim, just not really getting playing time. So I don't know if I can totally fault him for that. Kwan says, Voit going to tear his arm off swinging so violent. Yeah, he has a violent swing, but that's just who he is, When he hits the ball, it's not soft contact. It's rarely soft contact. That's just who he is. That's just what it is. So hopefully he can connect more. If he continues taking his walks, I'll be fine with that. But he's walked less this start off this homestand, it seems like. And maybe guys are attacking him. The way I would attack him is through breaking balls. And that's what it seems like most teams have attacked him with, not really giving him many fastballs. And that seems like it's working against him. All right. This has been fun. Pregame show, April 16th, 2022. Padres Braves kicks off at 1:05 Pacific time. FS1 for the national audience, Bally Sports San Diego, 97.3 The Fan. Ian Anderson for the Braves, Nick Martinez for the Pods. Look out to see if Martinez can capitalize on that bottom half of the Braves order. Enjoy the game. Stay tuned for my post-game reaction. That'll be uploaded on YouTube and on the social media channels at Talking Friars. Remember, I have a Mackenzie Gore breakdown of his MLB debut that you can go watch after this pregame show ends in a few seconds. I appreciate it. Everyone enjoy the game. Ben Fadden signing off. See ya.